Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people to freely assemble and petition the government for a redress of their grievances. It's the First Amendment. It's all that matters.
Welcome to another episode of the Rick Castellano Show. And Castellano's mighty happy. Excuse me a second while I toast. Oh, what a wonderful evening we are going to have. Too much fizz. Scrumptious. Excuse me a second. Just the facts, folks. Hot off the wire. Washington. A federal judge's ruling Monday that the health care law is unconstitutional. Leaves implementation exactly where it was moving forward. Folks, Judge Vincent's Pensacola, Florida, 26 states filed a lawsuit saying that Obamacare was unconstitutional. He said it's right and correct. So that means the whole health care law is null and void until it goes to the Supreme Court. Guess what? Some of the top minds in the country, Democrat, Republican, conservative, independent, says the Supreme Court will rule 5-4 in favor of the repeal of Obamacare. What better way to start the night? Excuse me a second while I drink another sip of Diet Ginger Ale. Oh, by the way, Judge Vincent, thank you for reading the Constitution. Half of the people in the country have no clue what it's about, and the other people don't care what's in it. Thank you for obeying our laws. This Diet Ginger Ale is for you. Scrumptious. Folks, did you ever have a favorite t-shirt you just couldn't get rid of? Well, this isn't one of those stories. He's back. Mr. Fast Ferry himself, William Johnson Jr. I don't know. Look, he decides what better way to save Rochester. Rochester's been in decline. Crime rate's up. School systems failing. We're broke. Jeez. When's the last time I remembered? When did all this start? Under Mr. Johnson's administration? Now he's the savior. He's going to do all these good things. Well, Mr. Johnson, you're running now? Fair game, sir. I got a little list. I needed to look it up on a computer, but I did anyways to fact check myself. Mr. Johnson, your Fast Ferry went no place. Over in Canada, they put tents up. In Rochester, big giant terminals. And what else do you do besides building a huge terminal before even a success? Mind you, you couldn't buy a medium-sized boat or a small boat to start out with. You had to buy the biggest. A failure from the beginning. And you built a big, huge terminal. So the Canadians, everybody wants to go to Canada, but nobody wants to come to Rochester. Why? I don't know why. Let's see. I don't even want to get into that because I'm from Rochester and I love Rochester. But anyway.
The thing was so big it crashed too in New York, remember? 15-foot gash in the side.
When they had to bring it over to the sell to some pawn shop. But anyway, you decide to have the fast ferry. And you know what? I'm not going to let you escape with other details. We're going to stick to the fast ferry first. There's so many, sir, so many. Did you forget? Oh, excuse me, sir. I don't mean any disrespect. But you gave dollar contracts to people for 20 years. Just, you thought it was going to be so good. You get all the vendors to come in there and they put restaurants up. Dollar contract that was still not getting any taxes on because of you. Fast ferry, it was a failure. You know what? Money was shifted and hidden. We're worried about a guy stealing a couple cigars or getting a couple cigars. What about all the millions you left this city in for this fast ferry? We still don't know what happened to the money, and we're still trying to trace it down. But you decided to come back, you put a couple years under your belt, you hide them. I'll get to that story in a minute. Folks, then we'll get back to the fair, say. High Falls. Let's put all kinds of money downtown. We'll make downtown. Yeah, everybody's going to want to go downtown. Build bars. Build this. Of course, there's no parking. I myself, I'll support downtown. I want to go out to have a couple Diet Ginger Ales, and I can't find a parking spot. So you built your High Falls. It was a failure. Then what do? High Falls too. You pay some guy to run your bars. He's from Cleveland. He was a success in Cleveland. Well, he wasn't a success in Rochester. $2.5 million you gave him for a year and a half. Down the drain. Another failure. Okay? High Falls. A failure. Okay? You spent our money. You spent it like a drunken bum. Let's go back in time, old buddy. You went on vacations here, there, sister cities. Took your family, your grandparents. I don't know, anybody you can fit in the plane. And, we went to make them sister cities. Well, look, in your last endeavor, you went to Japan. What'd you do? You gave them a key to Rochester and said, Japan, you're our sister city. When you were there, why didn't you get off your butt and go over there to the people of Japan and say, hey, folks, we sell Fujifilm in Rochester. Please, sell Kodak film out there. Well, sister city, brotherly love and all that. No. You went on a family vacation? Not, like I said, a guy that bought a couple of cigars, which I don't agree with either, but you took everybody out, and you gave them a key. Here, sister city, I was Rochester, sister Japan, I went and got a free vacation. Who do you think you're fooling? How many vacations are you going to go on the city? You think I wasn't paying attention? I was. Okay? You know what? I'm going to get back to my thing. Castellano is going to give you a news break, folks. Castellano is going to tell you something. And you know what? I don't know totally what was going on, but I'll invite the ex-mayor on the show to give me a rebuttal if I'm wrong in any of this. A few weeks back, I was at Burger King, Jefferson Road in Henrietta, sitting there with my son, young Thomas. I said, sit any place you want in a restaurant, bud. Any place you want. Big night, let him be in charge. Pick what you want. I spend a lot of money when I take him. Anyways, no, that's where he wanted to go. Love Burger King. We go, and he picked a table. There was next to a bunch of other people. So he wanted to sit there. I sat there. So I sat about where I'm sitting here. Thomas stood on this side. There was an Asian man behind me, and over here, a tall black gentleman. And on the other side, I didn't know who it was, but I didn't know at the time. But I hear a patron in the place, and I'm being fair. I hear her say, hey, Mr. Mayor, you were one of my favorite mayors. Castellano looked dumbfounded. What? So I turn around. Ex-Mayor Johnson. I was going to wonder if you remember me from a few years ago. I had another show. Didn't remember me, so Castellano can't pat himself in the back. He had no clue who I was. But Castellano's ear grew. Like one of those females at those hair salons that want to hear stories that are going on at the next hair dryer. It grew. Asian man. Laptop computer. Tall, black gentleman, about 6'4". Other side, Mayor Johnson. Conversation went back and forth. Back and forth. Asian man shouting out ideas at him. Different things. Mayor Johnson acting more dignified than I've ever seen him act. But he was very overly cautious. Something seemed, I don't know. And I'm not just trying to say this, seemed corruptible. But The Asian man mentioned something about, I can make you a millionaire, I can make you a lot of money. Ex-Mayor Johnson said, I've heard that before. I bumped into people on the streets that I ask them, are you a millionaire yet? That told him that he would be a millionaire, and they tell him no, and he goes, see? So he was overly cautious. An Asian man was pitching ideas. Now, I don't know exactly what was saying, but it did sound a little vaguely like something was going on. You know what? Who has a meeting? No disrespect to Burger King. 3 gentlemen, overly dressed for the situation, having coffee at Burger King at Jefferson Road in Henrietta. I told a bunch of people about this because I have a TV show. I want to be in the know. Nobody knew what the heck was going on. I mentioned it. Folks, I could give you at least 15 or 20 witnesses because Castellano likes to tell his stories, especially when they know what I'm talking about. Nobody knew. 2 weeks later, Bill Johnson running for mayor. So I don't know what kind of schemes were going on here, what you're going to sell, if you're going to sell a Susan B. Anthony house or something, but something was going on, and you were being overly cautious, and it sounded very suspicious. You know what? I'll say this, and I'll say it confident. If I'm wrong at any point of my conversation, come on the Castellano show and debate me or tell me why I'm wrong. That's what I heard. You were behind me. Folks, I'm happy to announce one of our favorite guys, one of our favorite rappers, King James and 610. They got a new video out. And guess where they want to premiere it on? The Rick Castellano Show, of course. The name of the new video is You're Gonna Love This Year. And I hate to admit it, but our own producer, Edwin J., produced, directed, edited, and filmed this video. You know what, folks? I'm always wondering what he's doing in his spare time. He should be working on his show. But anyways, I took a quick gander at this video, and you're going to love it. And you're going to love this year also. King James.
Wanna be with me, cause I ride it high, you ride it low. My man doing 25 for a lot of blow. Don't you know, come to my show, I make it rain with a lot of dough. My mojo is running on full loco. You can see me hit the streets of Tokyo. Paper getting bigger, finger on the trigger. Yeah, I'm not white, I'm a black ass nigga. My figure is getting bigger every day. I roll with Shaw and my girl Latte. Can't forget my boy Cash, yeah, Young Money. Nigga making moves, George Clooney, time to take a ride, not made back, hitting 8 cylinders in my Cadillac, yeah. That you feel us, call me mama long legs, cause I'm standing on my cash and I'm busting through the ceilings. Hood type flair with a little Michelle Obama. You can't buy class, I get it from my mama. You're gonna love it, you already do. That's
That's that raw cut that we bring to you. Ain't no standing around like a Dutch. Buster, break it down, Buster, break it down. Sean murders beats, just sure to love his style. King James do the damn thing, no playing around. Lotta keeps the fellas going crazy wild. Certified bonds, nigga, what it is now. You wanna be a boss, we can show you how. City under quarantine, it's the 610 town.
All right, folks. Back to things I do know about. Fast Ferry. You want to go to the terminal down in Rochester? The clock's broke. The place is a ghost town. You might find a peanut vendor here or there, but nothing going on. It's deserted. You know, if it was in a desert, there'd be tumbleweeds tumbling through it. Nothing. Waste of our money. Folks, when this boat was in New York City Harbor when it crashed, it was so big, it was even too big for New York City. That's how big of a boat you picked. No wonder why we're bankrupt over here. But anyway, they had to auction the thing off. The guy gave two Ike buttons and a screwdriver and a bag of marbles. That's all we got for it. We're still in hock for it. Well, you know what? Let's get off the Fast Ferry for a second so people know just how bad it is, because that's the name of the show. Fast Ferried. Anyway, what's the name of the show going to be called, producer? You know what it was.
Fast Ferry, Bill Johnson. And don't forget about the fastest ferry of all, remember?
Yeah. Like I said, if you wanted a Fast Ferry, you should have brought Richard Simmons in here. All right. Anyway. Another thing I can't think of, folks. I can't comprehend. Better way to say it. Wanted to build a soccer stadium in Rochester. We're doing fantastic. We got Frontier Field. It alternated back and forth with the soccer stadium. Everybody was coming. Everybody was there. We had to have another soccer stadium. Well, mind you, Castellano's going to go off on a tangent for a second here, but even the producer don't know what I'm talking about now. But anyway, why would anybody want to come to Rochester? Well, maybe from looking at a few lilacs or here or there. Look, if I was living in Canada, I don't want to come here unless I got to visit a relative. Now, if you would have built the soccer stadium the way you should have, major league, not minor league. They don't have a major league team in Toronto. They don't have a major league soccer team in Buffalo. They don't have a major league soccer team in Syracuse. There's a reason to come. So if you're going to build a soccer stadium,
Put a dome on it.
put it in Rochester. Major. But you know what? You don't put it over where it is now. First of all, people are afraid to come in a neighborhood. There's no parking. Well, no parking. Well, we got a couple of buildings you could still demolish that we bought them up that little by little there's a shovel full of brick here or there being pulled out. No parking. Well, you know your buddy Mr. Gant, one of your old chums, has helped you along with this to approve of the place, but could have built it right over where Kodak is on Elm Grove Road. All kinds of land, closer to Buffalo, easy on, easy off, exit. Plenty of parking. No. Let's build it. Let's refurbish it. Oh, well, folks, let's make Rochester. We'll put all kinds of money in High Falls. People are going to come. Well, I drink Diet Ginger Ale on a regular basis. I went to High Falls. There's no parking. So you can't force stuff down our throat. You can't come up with a good idea that you think in your head, say, kumbaya. Come up with a real idea that works. That's why we're bankrupt. You goof. Now, we'll get on to more things. Besides the soccer stadium, your vacations, did you scam the city out for years? Okay. Folks, if you don't like the things that Castellano's saying, just listen to what he's going to say next. Okay? Castellano's angry, not just one thing, not just for Bill. He is the one that started all this problem. Okay. I have friends that were supervisors at Genesee Brewery. Now, you know, a few years back, when Mayor Johnson was mayor, Genesee Brewery was laying people off. They weren't doing too well. They need a little help. How does Mayor Johnson help the brewery? What do? We award all the concerts and downtown festivals to Budweiser. That's how we keep the jobs in Rochester. And that's if you vote him for mayor again, it's the same thing he'll do. Give the jobs, outsource them. He don't care. He wants his nickel now. Folks, stay tuned. Time for a commercial break.